to the Boxing Talk Show, fair but firm, with the Hall of Fame boxing referee. I'm Joe Cortez. And co-host John Zemel, in English and Spanish for all of Las Vegas. Come on, guys, let's touch them up. Clean fight. I'm Joe Cortez, fair but firm.
Welcome to the Fair but Firm show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the boxing capital of the world. Fans, we want to say hello to our friends out in the United Kingdom into boxing. We're part of the team now, guys. You're going to be seeing us here on a regular basis.
Thanks for having us.
From Las Vegas. You guys got to come out here. When you guys come out to Vegas, you know we all have a good time. So we want to see you out here again. I've been talking about having a good time this past weekend. Anthony Joshua had a great time beating up Povetkin, Alexander Povetkin. I guess you fans out there at Wembley Stadium were so excited about seeing your man winning once again. Even though he had little difficulties in there, I heard he had a broken nose in the second round, but he ended up victorious at the end with a technical knockout in the seventh round. When I saw him come with that right hand, boom, bam,
he hurt him.
Povetkin was hurt. He went down, and I know it was good night, sweet prince.
Yeah, it was over after that, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, John, tell us about your take on the fight.
You know, look, Anthony Joshua's—he's amazing. He's the man for a reason. He's got 4 belts, 3 that matter for a reason. He's the man. I mean, he's out there. He's been called the biggest draw in boxing, and we'll discuss a little later whether we think that's true. And but he's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's powerful, he's technical. He's 6'6", and he's beautiful. He's got everything you could ever want in a championship fighter. And I mean, he was in jeopardy, but he outclassed Povetkin the entire time. He's in a different level.
Do you kind of say he kind of cashed his claim, Muhammad Ali coming out at the beginning? Any resemblance at all?
I don't think he moves like Muhammad Ali, no. But he's got a star quality. He's handsome, man. He's handsome and he's strong. I mean, he's the reason why he's so adored in the UK.
You know, you talk about handsome. You're handsome. How come you're not there?
I'm heavyweight, but I'm not a boxer.
Hey, you guys, so you could be handsome to help you a little bit with your talent, I guess.
Your marketability, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Pretty Boy Floyd,
Pretty
Oscar
Boy
De La
Floyd.
Hoya.
I don't know about Pretty Boy Floyd, but Oscar De La Hoya, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, all of them, man. That's being handsome helps. Muhammad Ali and all those guys.
That's why I didn't make it in boxing, guys.
Look at Ryan Garcia. I think, he hasn't had a single opponent in the world, but he's got a million Twitter followers. Being handsome is a big deal.
No, you guys, because Joe Kazaki was a very handsome young man.
He sure was, man.
And he retired, man. He looked so handsome. Just as he did at the beginning of his career. Still had his sharp nose. He looked pretty good. A lot of good fighters out there.
A lot of good fighters. UK's had some great fighters. And I commend you, honestly, speaking directly to the United Kingdom fans, I commend you for what you've done and the stamp you've put on boxing right now. Boxing seems to run through you because of what you've done with Anthony Joshua.
No, there's no question about it. I remember when I used to go out there back 25, 30 years ago, I used to go out there to referee some of the fights, and it was such a great honor. Chris Eubank was one of the first guys, and so was Joe Kazaki. When Kazaki won his first championship fight, I was a referee. And I refereed him against Bernard Hopkins here in Las Vegas. What a gentleman. And I think we got to say, rest his soul, his father.
It just happened.
Yeah, Mr. Kazagi. He just passed away last week, so we offer our condolences for Mr. Kazagi. He was a fine gentleman. Every time he saw me, we always embraced. He always gave me a big kiss. I mean, what a man. I really take my hat off to him and the Kazagi family, all the fans. Rest in peace, Mr. Kazagi.
What did you think about the fight, man?
I thought that Joshua was going to have a little difficulties because of Povetkin's past history. But then looking at the whole picture, stepping back and looking at the picture, I said, Povetkin has seen his better days,
Yeah, he's older, man.
Yeah, he's older.
Slower, but he looked like he had Joshua in trouble in the first round and the second one, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, you see, that's what happens sometimes when you have. I remember when McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, the first couple of rounds. Floyd, who was supposed to be pound for pound the best, I was training McGregor on the rules of boxing, so I was in the ring with him. When he was sparring, I'd be in there with him, and people would ask me. I said, "Well, I can't really talk too much. I had a confidentiality agreement with the McGregor camp, but I can tell you one thing. Behind the scenes, I was saying to myself, Mayweather gonna have some difficulties in the first couple of rounds. And that's just what happened with Joshua. He has some difficulties.
Joshua got caught at the end of that first round. He wobbled, and I think it was more of a balance thing. I don't think it was a shaky leg syndrome, but at the same time, I mean, wobble's a wobble, and he wasn't supposed to be in any danger in this fight. And if you take that same shot that he took from Povetkin and you give that same shot to Deontay Wilder, we're telling a different story right now.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting match if it ever happens, because Eddie Hearns is like, no, we're not going to happen. Hey, come on, it's got to happen, guys. You know, we know this is a business, but we want to see Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder happen in 2019. Come on, fans. You got to put it out there.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, let's talk. Because we're talking to UK fans. We're part of partners with you right now. Look, I get it. Anthony Joshua, I just complimented him a million times. There's a reason why I did. He's amazing. But at this point, don't you want to see him fight the best? Do you really want to see him fight Dillian Whyte? We all saw what he did against Klitschko. It was amazing. It was fight of the year. It was everything. And then since then, Joseph Parker, not a sellout. This last one, Povetkin, not a sellout. I mean, at this point, don't you want to see him fight the best? Aren't you starting to wane on this? Aren't you tired of the excuses?
Yeah, but you know, sometimes you got to see, I can understand the business part of it too, because, you know, look what happened with Canelo Alvarez. They were holding him back to fighting Triple G for how long? A couple of years, because they want to get as much they could out of him, because if he was to lose to Triple G, then he'll be like, it's history. But you know what? He fought a couple of fights, made a couple of $100 million just by fighting some other guys that he could get over with, and he did. And now he fought Triple G. You guys saw what happened last week. The fans are still talking about that fight.
They are.
You know, they feel like a Triple G won.
They are. And you know what?
Or at least got a draw.
And you know what? Us in Las Vegas and in America, our judges and our referees, a lot of which you've been a part of, have caught a lot of flack in this last fight. They got Tyson Fury comes out saying, when I go fight in Vegas against Deontay Wilder, I better make sure that I don't have any of these controversial decisions. All these people, I saw an article, should Triple G fight in Las Vegas again, as if this city's the problem. But on all three scorecards, Anthony Joshua was way up, and I don't know anybody that scored it that way. There's problems in all across it. I mean, it's not just a America problem. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I always say, fans out there, I always say the position of the judges, they're sitting down, the standard position. I say, until you raise them up a little higher, they can see better like they do in tennis. The reason why they got the referees or the umpires in tennis sitting up higher, because they can see better, the angles are better. Sometimes when you got two fighters, they're blocking. You can't see through the fighter or the referees in a way. If you miss one or two punches, that's enough to make a difference in a round. So that's why I'm saying raise the judges up. You get more. I did the study already. You got to go online and look on the Cortez 2020, and you'll see my little story. Ring Magazine gave me 4 pages about my theory about raising the position of the judges. I think the judges are missing a lot of punches, and they're not calling it the way it really is. And at home, sometimes you may see a little bit better, but sometimes that's iffy, because sometimes when you got a punch and you block a punch and you counter a punch, and if you're on the wrong side, you're going to miss that counter punch that I connected with, and that's what happens in boxing until you change the position of the judges. Now, Mauricio Suleiman from the WBC told me that, yes, we're going to do the study in Mexico with 4 6-round fights. I said, well, let's do it. When are we going to do it? Because if you don't do that, you're going to continue to have controversial decisions.
That's just the nature of judging, though. I mean, this doesn't act like this is a corruption boxing problem. This is gymnastics. This is diving. This is anywhere where there's judges. This is an issue. This is just the way it is. The more marketability there is, there's going to be situations like this. That's just the way, that's the nature of judging things. So, I mean, we understand this is not an America problem. This is not a Las Vegas problem. This isn't an UK problem. This is a situation when you have judges. That's what you do to avoid controversial decisions. That's my biggest thing about the Triple G fight. He knew what he had to do coming into it. He had to knock him out or knock him down. He didn't do that. I don't know. I mean, you can call it right, you can call it wrong, but that's boxing.
Hey, I got my friend out there, Dan from Into Box. Dan, you're out there watching. You know what? I want you to create a song. Be that you're a singer, you and your beautiful wife. Why don't you create a song, The 3 Blind Mice? The 3 Blind Mice. You know, you do something with boxing, I'm sure it'll be a big hit. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have a guest on the show that will be talking to you a little bit. He's a young up-and-coming fighter named Romeo Acosta. He's a young fighter who's 1-0 record, 1 knockout. He's fighting October 5th in Tijuana, Mexico. And I got him here in the studio with us today to talk a little bit about the Alexander Povetkin versus the fight he had this weekend with Anthony Joshua. Our dear friend here, Romeo
How you doing?
Acosta.
Yes, sir.
Romeo, where's Juliet?
She's in the gym.
She's in the gym.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Romeo, now you saw the fight this past weekend.
Yes, sir.
You got Anthony Joshua with Povetkin. What can you tell your take on that? You being a fighter, I know you only have one professional fight. You're an outstanding amateur fighter. You're fighting October 5th in Mexico for your second pro fight.
Yes, sir.
What do you see on this fight this past Saturday?
This past Saturday, Anthony Joshua had one of the hardest fights he had in, becoming his career. Povetkin, he knew Anthony Joshua, every time he would throw a jab, he would slip in because he's the smaller fighter. So every time he would slip in, he would come over the top with the right hand. And every time he had success through the whole fight until Anthony Joshua caught on, made the adjustments, used his jab more at his range, and he got the knockout.
Yeah, do you think that that Povetkin thought he was going to put away? I think he came in with a little confidence because he felt with his style, he's going to make it difficult for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua got hit with a couple of shots. He said that, I believe in the second round, he had gotten a broken nose. Now, in boxing, most fighters end up in their career with broken noses, no big deal. But when it actually happens, if you never experienced a broken nose, you can imagine somebody hitting you with a shot. Bing, right on your nose and break down nose. Now you got to start thinking, what do I do there? They broke my nose. Something's not feeling right. You can't breathe as good. Then you say, well, I got to go for the knockout, stop this guy, or what?
At the time of the impact of a broken nose, you're so worried about the nose, you want to try to get through the round. So later on in the next round, you want to get the guy out of there so you won't feel the pain in the nose. And it is hard to breathe with your nose and bloody nose.
Have you ever gotten a broken nose?
No, not sir. I go by hit and not get hit.
Oh,
so I got to move. I got to be on my bike.
Oh, so you're on the bike. You're like one of the guys slip and slide?
But like a Sweet Pea Whitaker, Pernell Whitaker. That's a style I would love.
You're a southpaw.
Oh, I can switch both styles. Orthodox and southpaw.
Yeah, Pernell Whitaker was a southpaw. I remember refereeing Pernell Whitaker against Julio Cesar Chavez in the Alamo Dome Stadium, and it was a fight. A lot of fans thought that Whitaker won against Chavez, but it ended up a draw.
Yes, sir.
And then there never was a rematch again, and you wonder why. I mean, Whitaker gave Chavez a little run for his money. But anyway, you are a young up-and-coming boxer, Romeo Acosta, Acosta.
Yes, sir.
And you're fighting October 5th in Tijuana, Mexico?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're starting to be a fan favorite already. And you have a good following, I can see on Twitter and on Facebook and Instagram. You're all social media, you got a good following. And what is your account? How can people find you on social media?
You can find my Instagram at Real Romeo Acosta. My Facebook is
Real Romeo?
Yes, sir. Real Romeo Acosta. So it's me. And my Facebook is Romeo Acosta. You can find me easy. Romeo Acosta.
Well, Romeo, give Juliet my best regards.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure having you on the show. Fans, you see, this is what I like to do once in a while, bring in some fighters, but I'm going to have Romeo with us on a weekly basis so we can give you an update, have his little expertise of how is it going in boxing.
Follow his career in real time.
Yeah, you got young guys that come up about and just giving you about his career and letting you know that he's a young fighter, his inspiration for boxing, and the name of the game for him is hit and don't get hit. So I really admire that about fighters. Now you got some fighters that like to slug it out. And I know that's good for boxing too, because I mean this fight this past Saturday, John, with Triple G and Canelo Alvarez, it was a slugfest. I mean they were boxing pretty good, but they stood in there toe to toe once in a while.
It was beautiful, man. It was fun to watch. The fans like this.
Yeah, you saw the fans on their feet.
Speaking of the fans, we've been talking about who's the biggest draw in boxing, right? And while I'm speaking to our UK fans and also obviously our fans all around the world, but specifically with this new partnership, we've been told it's either Canelo Alvarez or Anthony Joshua, right? And then we got them back to back, so we kind of got a chance to see. There was over 1 million pay-per-view buys in the Canelo fight. Over 34 million people in Mexico watched it. Anthony Joshua's fight did not sell out. Anthony Joshua's fight did not get anywhere near that draw. I think at this point in time, we really aren't talking about the biggest draw in boxing anymore, despite his godlike status in the UK. And I think the reason why is because his level of competition has dropped since he fought Vladimir Klitschko. I mean, the fact that he refuses to fight in America, we say, well, yeah, why would he fight in America when he can sell out Wembley? Let's talk about that. When he fought Vladimir Klitschko and sold out Wembley, the most famous of 80-something thousand people, he said 8 million pounds they sold in the gate. I put that into an American. That's $10,499,600. Let's compare that to some gates in Las Vegas of lesser fights. Canelo Alvarez versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. did 10,631,000. That was a terrible fight. And it did more in the gate. That's just the way it is. You can sell out an 18,000 person arena instead of an 80,000 person arena and make more money. That's just the nature of being in the States, plus the pay-per-view buys. The money is here. It just is. It's nothing against it. It just is. Fighting Deontay Wilder here means more money in his pocket and Hearn's pocket. There's no reason not to take that fight unless you're afraid of losing it.
Well, you know, I don't know about that. You got the fans in the United Kingdom. They really truly love their fighters.
They should. He's great.
I mean, it's more of a sentimental favorite type.
Absolutely.
I mean, the fans love him. I know you guys out there love your fighters like no other fans in the world. And I take my hat off to you guys. Where's my hat? Anyway, I take my hat off to you guys for supporting your fighters the way you guys do. You guys really.
I love them, man. It's great to see. And you see them on the internet defending their fighters, and they defend their promoters. Like Eddie Hearn has a fan base. That's cool to me. Yeah. You don't see that in America. You don't see people with Tom Leffler fans, or you know what I mean.
I want to see the fans in the United Kingdom to really come out there and support their fighters. And if the fight does take place here, you know what? I want to see you guys out here like you always do for your fighters. You guys.
They travel for Hatton?
Yeah, they travel for Hatton, for Kazaki.
They would travel for us. That's how they travel here.
Will they travel for you?
They wouldn't travel for me, but they would travel to Las Vegas.
Will they travel for me?
Anthony Joshua? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I hope they watch us.
I can tell you one thing, guys.
After the Hatton fight,
You know what? I love. Hey, right. I love you fans out there because I always say there's so much I want to give to boxing. Still, I'm retired. I'm retired as a referee, but I still love my fans, whether they hate me or love me. You know what? The thing is, I love boxing so much. I'm here for a reason, and that is to give you guys as much information as we can. Let's chat a little bit about, even though we see things differently sometimes, but you know what? We're like a family. The boxing family is the best family in the world as far as sports is concerned, as far as I'm concerned, because I've never seen so many boxing fans with all that love and attention that they have for the sport. But you know what I like the best most of all? Is when the final bell rings, and the bell rings, the referee gets in, and they hug, embrace each other. What a feeling that is.
Sportsmanship is beautiful.
The sportsmanship.
I love it.
You don't get that in other sports.
Especially in a sport like that. In a sport where you're trying to hurt somebody and they're trying to hurt you, just by the nature of the sport, by playing the sport. And by the end of it, I mean, literally someone can die. You go in there knowing you can die and you can kill. And you don't want to, but that's part of the game. And at the end of it, to have that, when you're both in there, no one knows what it's like to go to war like that, except for the people who have done it.
Exactly.
So when you're right there, that hug afterwards, we've talked to Mickey Ward, one of our best interviews, discussing his famous trilogy with Arturo Gatti. And the amount of respect and love and admiration that he has till this day for Arturo Gatti was just astounding to listen to, man.
Exactly. We're in the hurt business, and of course the duties of a referee like myself in the past, my thing was to protect the fighters from unnecessary punishment. And we have some fighters that have died because blows taken to the head, and that's what concerns us, concerns me a lot of making sure the referees do their job correctly to make sure these fighters can come back another day. I mean, you saw Povetkin when he got stopped Saturday night.
Boom,
you saw his cornermen. They were already on the ring apron, like telling the referee to stop the fight. They knew the fight was finished, but the referee was doing the right thing as well.
I can't believe he got up to begin with.
Yeah, but because the referee was right there to make sure he didn't get hit anymore, and that's what we need more of. We want the referees, the judges, the ringside doctors, those are key individuals in the fight game. Of course, you got the inspectors. But I know you guys, you fans out there want to see your fighters win all the time. You see your fighter get dropped a couple of times, But as a referee, we know that you fans love this fighter, but I love them more like they're my sons. But I mean it with these fighters. I don't want to see them get hurt. I want to see them come back another day. I want to see them go back home to their families, their loved ones, and their fans, and embrace it and say, you know what, we come back another day. Some of the greatest have gotten knocked out and come back.
Anthony Joshua.
He got
knocked down in that Vladimir Klitschko fight. That's where the legend came from. I mean, he won them a gold medal. He won the UK a gold medal in the London Olympics. I mean, you couldn't tell a more beautiful story. Then comes out, gets knocked down by the man who's ran heavyweight boxing for the last 10 years. And it comes back, eventually stops him. I mean, there's a reason the reason this legend is born. The guy's amazing. He's only had 25 or however many fights, and he's got 4 belts.
Yeah, and one of the things about boxing is that you want to see these guys when they've long been retired, that they can speak with you intelligently, not going through the motions.
My God, yes, we've had enough interviews.
Yeah, with some
fighters, ones that can and can't.
Some fighters are just lost. They can't concentrate. Their speech is slurred, and it's pretty bad. you know, even me myself, you know, they call me Joe Palooka once in a while, but that's okay. You know, I took a couple of punches too many, but what do you expect? You know what I mean? Only kidding. I only lost one pro fight, guys.
And you took a shot by Mike Tyson, but that didn't hurt your head.
Mike Tyson hit me on the thigh. Some of you guys, when I was stopping the fight, I jumped in, and he caught me in the leg, tried to throw one more punch. Opponent was going down.
Nowhere I would want
but
Mike
you know
Tyson
what? A lot of people say on YouTube they got Mike Tyson knocks out Joe Cortez back in 1982. You know what? Heck, are you kidding me? I retired in 1967. Are you? 1982.
Was it a different Joe Cortez?
A different Joe Cortez.
Okay.
A heavyweight. So
there's more than one.
There's 100 Joe Cortez out there, but there's only one referee named Joe Cortez.
There's only one Tyson Fury.
But Mike Tyson really is what a guy. You're talking about Mike Tyson, John. It's always been an honor, you know, me refereeing 9 of his fights in the past. And he was such a killer in that ring.
Yeah, that's a heavyweight champion.
But you always saw that when he knocked these guys out, you know, the referee counted him out or stopped it. He jumped right in there to try to help the fighter up, get up on the canvas. He's so caring and loving, even though he wouldn't knock these guys out. But once the knockout came, boom, he was right there to help the fighter get up, you know, from the knockout
punch. After he bit their ear, he would rush in to make sure he finished
I don't know
the meal.
about when he bit the ear. I don't know, man. I think Mike has a show called
he lost it that day.
Box.
Does he?
Box Mike. Bite Mike.
Bite Mike.
Bite Mike. He got a show. I think he got a Bite Mike, a Mike Bite show on social media out there. You know, I mean, the other day I saw. I can't say the other day, about 6 months ago, I saw Evander Holyfield, and I looked at his ear, and I
still see it, right?
I took like a little took a picture of me taking a bite out of his ear. Let me tell you, Holyfield, what a guy. Refereeing his fights, 2 that I can truly remember of when he fought Riddick Bowe.
Oh,
Riddick Bowe 1
that was a good fight, man.
and Riddick Bowe 3. You can watch those fights on YouTube, fans. Those are the 2 of the greatest fights I've ever refereed.
Great heavyweight
You know,
matches.
with heavyweights. And refereeing Lennox Lewis back in the early days in London, I went there to referee his fight. Nobody knew about Lennox Lewis in the United States. I came back, I said, you got a future world champion coming up.
That's one thing.
You know,
We're talking about that exposure, that American exposure. You know, Eddie Hearn famously has that video online where he goes around asking all these American fans, do you know who Deontay Wilder is? Do you know who Deontay Wilder is? Because, you know, Anthony Joshua was famous there. But I got news for Eddie Hearn. Nobody in America knows who Anthony Joshua is either. Until he fights here, he's going to continue to be a non-entity in the States, and this is where the money is. It just is.
I mean, he's known here to some extent.
But like to hardcore boxing fans,
but I want him to be a household name.
So do I. He's great.
You know, like a Lennox Lewis, like a Mike Tyson.
But you know what those guys did? They fought the best.
Yeah, well, you know, I think Anthony Joshua is still young, and I'm not going against him. I just say he's still young, but he got to start doing something. 2019, you got to start, you know, up the ante.
Dillian White's not making you an all-time great, man.
Yeah.
Beckin's not making you an all-time great. Klitschko did. I mean, Klitschko put you on that path, but now, I mean, look at Tyson Fury's not afraid.
Hey, listen, you know what? When they call great Muhammad Ali, they call him the greatest. You know why? Because he fought some great fighters.
The greatest,
he fought Joe Frazier. He fought Ken Norton. He fought Oscar Bonavena. He fought.
He didn't always win, but he fought the best.
He fought Henry Cooper. He didn't dodge any, but he fought them all. But you know what? To be a great fighter, you need a good dancing partner.
Exactly.
You don't become great by yourself. You need somebody good to compete with. And when he beat those guys at a competitive level, they go up there, people say, wow, he's great. Look, he beat
You're judged by the level of your competition.
Exactly.
That's in every single arena on the planet, not just boxing.
And Dan, that goes for you, Dan, my man, from into boxing. If you want to be a singer, you got to do it with your wife. You can't do it by yourself. Your wife got the voice too, you know. She compliments what you're doing, buddy. We want to see you out there. Your son, Dan, you know, I love you guys. And your dad, you guys called me. We talked on the phone the other day, and it was nice meeting your father. As a matter of fact, we were on video streaming, so it was great. But I would wish you fans out there, the fans from the United Kingdom, and of course our fans here around the world, United States.
Everywhere.
We're out there for you guys. We love you guys. Love me, hate me, love me, leave me, whatever you want. I love you all, guys, you know, because I think boxing is such a beautiful sport.
It really is.
And we have an extended family in the United Kingdom, all throughout South America and Asia. I traveled the world over and over throughout my career. I met some of the finest people in the world, and some of them, most of them, have been boxing fans, and of course, fighters around the world. And it's nothing better than to say, you know, that is my extended family. All you guys listening out there, watching, we want to give you the best every week we can.
Absolutely, and also before we go, I want to say that to our newfound British fan base, we're going to be discussing Callum Smith versus George Groves fight next week. When we come on the show, we didn't really get to touch on it today. Anthony Joshua one's too big, but you know, it's a big fight for you guys, and it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, which is kind of weird, but we'll watch it. You know, we'll watch it either way, and we'll be here to discuss it because you know, boxing's boxing, baby.
Or maybe we'll make it to Saudi Arabia and be out there.
We should go. We should go watch it.
I'm gonna put a reservation for Camel.
Yeah, I know. I can't. We can't drink out there. You gotta be sharp. No.
No, you can't. Okay, so
we'll go to London and watch it.
You can't drink in Saudi Arabia. Why is that?
It's a law.
It's a law.
Yeah, it's a law.
Nobody drinks out there.
Oh well, they're not allowed.
They're not, but they do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I want to get out there, guys.
Shout out to our Saudi Arabian fans.
What's the best fight you ever refereed?
What's the best fight I referee? I'll tell you. I can say, man, there's been so many great ones, but I can tell you, oh my God, there's so many. One of the big ones was Roberto Duran. Iran Barkley was one of my favorites.
Thanks for your questions, guys.
You know,
we always do appreciate it.
Yeah, and that was one of the great ones. Charlie, our engineer, they're giving me the information. Any more questions from other fans out there, Charlie, before we wrap it up? Hey guys, listen. Next week we'll see you guys out here in Las Vegas. I want you guys to. We have one more fight that we got. We're talking about Abner Mares, who's fighting Gervonta Davis on the same card where Deontay Wilder is fighting Tyson Fury.
Yes, sir.
Which is going to be interesting.
I'm so excited for that. December 1st, Staples Center. I'm going to see if we can if I can get out there because I'm super excited. That's going to be a great card. Now that's a heavyweight matchup that people want to see. That's a heavyweight battle, and I'm excited to see how that ends up.
That's going to be good. You know, Deontay Wilder with Tyson Fury is a fight that the fans are looking forward to seeing. I mean, Tyson Fury, he was, you know, a devastating fighter. I mean,
he's the lineal champion of the world, man.
Yeah.
His championship goes all the way back to like Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
I mean, he's you know, like the lineal champ. This guy fought. He's the man who beat the man.
Yeah, well,
so it's exciting to see, but we don't know what Tyson Fury we're getting.
Yeah, because you know he admitted himself that he has some issues, some personal issues, and I take my hat off for him.
He's been out for 3 years, man.
Yeah, been out 3 years, but you know, I believe giving second chances to individuals.
Look at Tiger Woods yesterday.
Yeah, Tiger Woods.
Shout out to Tiger Woods, by the way, because we have a show. That was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
The first time in 5 years.
Oh my God, I was so happy, dude. I swear to God.
But when he hit our last ball, when he hit our last ball, he missed it, but then he got it in.
Didn't matter. Yeah.
Oh man, I said, oh, he missed. I said,
when he put his hands up in the air like Rocky, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. So you know, so we get to see a little bit of other sports as well out there, just like you guys.
I love it.
You guys are big soccer fans, and that's great. Who's one of your favorite soccer teams?
I actually like Manchester United.
Yeah, Manchester United.
I like Lukaku. I like Pogba. I like that whole squad.
I think the fans out there start to love you more now.
They might. No, I really do. Well, some of them. There's a lot of people that hate Manchester United.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. They're the English Premier fans. But I'm a big Man U fan. So come at me with all of that hatred.
Hey guys, fans out there, we love being with you guys. Again, please tune in for every show we do. We are on Facebook.
Oh, we're on Facebook, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, we are on Google Play, we're on audioboom.com, we are on, you name it. Like you said, Facebook, YouTube. We're now on Into Boxing.
And we're going to be in Mars.
We're everywhere. If anyone says they can't catch the show.
Satellite, we'll be in Mars.
Oh, and not to mention on Saturday mornings at 11:30 every week, we are on K-Dawn, 7:20 a.m. and 101.5 FM, the only news, sports, talk radio FM station in the Valley,
in
the Las Vegas Valley. And we're on every 11:30 every day, and we then post that show to our YouTube channel afterwards. So make sure you check it out.
Right. And one of the things I want to do eventually, I want to have our own TV talk show so we can bring on boxing personalities on the show. And maybe we can even do that in the United Kingdom.
That'd be nice.
We're open to everything. And on top of that, we're looking forward to doing a boxing convention in Las Vegas, the Fair Firm Boxing Academy, do a certification course for officials all over the world, even fans that want to learn to become officials. We have a startup class for you guys on the amateur level to get you started. A lot of judges, referees want to be involved. A lot of the fans want to be part of this. We'll be talking about it more. Talk to you guys soon. And remember, guys, I'm fair, but I'm firm. Touch them up. Keep your guards up at all times.